Yeah, I work in the building.
What do you do?
I'm an architect.
Defending two-time WBO welterweight champion of the world.
The heavyweight champion of the world comes into the ring.
Is now the unified WBC, WBA, and WBO welterweight champion of the world.
It's the Architect, man. Where are the world champions? Where they at, man? You know, I think being called a world champion should mean that you really, travel the world. I've always thought about this because I think this would help boxing out a lot. If guys, consider themselves world champions, don't only get caught up in, either staying home like a lot of fighters do, no matter where they are from or around their home area, or basically fighting in Vegas and stuff like that. I'm like, if you're going to be considered a world champion, to grow the sport, be a world champion. Travel a little bit. You ain't got to fight outside the country, your country every time. But damn, I'm thinking about how Muhammad Ali, that man fought so many different places. And I'm thinking that, some of the greatest fights and greatest moments, happening in so many places. Speaking of Muhammad Ali, he fought in the Philippines, against Joe Frazier for the Thrilla in Manila. He had the Rumble in Jungle with George Foreman. He fought in France. He fought in Indonesia. I'm thinking about Mike Tyson. He didn't fight outside the U.S. too much, but, Buster Douglas. You had Sugar Ray Leonard versus Roberto Duran. That was in Montreal. You even had Lennox Lewis getting stretched by Hasim Rahman over in South Africa. And I'm bringing this up because, I've heard, I've always kind of thought about it, but, recently I've heard of, Canelo getting asked would he fight over in, UK, and, you get sort of vague answers. I've heard Deontay Wilder get asked, and Deontay, there's a situation where Deontay Wilder may have to fight in Russia due to the purse bid now. And it's like, I've heard him always say, I'm a world champion. I want to be a world champion, which means I don't mind fighting, traveling the world. And I'm just like, that is what would help the sport out a lot. It happened more often. Now it doesn't happen like that. A lot of guys, Floyd, he fought exclusively in Vegas and exclusively in one arena for almost a decade, and that was the biggest guy. And Floyd could probably be, he could be way bigger if he fought all across the globe, as big as he is, and just stuff like that, man. I'm like, wow, man, if guys really could just get out and do some stuff and meet the people and, become the people's champion and just let this sport be, more globalized, and that's the reason why it's, I won't say it's dying, but it's just not where it used to be. And fighters now are lazy. A lot of it is promotional stuff. I'm not going to say promotional, doesn't play a big role in, promo companies and all of that. But, fighters are even lazy. There's social media now, and there's ways to definitely get out there and across. And guys still ain't more popular than certain fighters back in the day. I'm like, so you got to put in your work as well. It's just like, man, I would have loved to seen, I'm American. I would, USA, but I would have loved to have seen huge fights over in other countries, for the spectacle of it and seeing the fans and, watching that on TV and just, getting to enjoy with everybody else and then them sharing the experience live, in person. And heck, man. I'm in the architecture, so I like to see different venues. I like to see, I just like to see the people, everybody get to enjoy something. That's why singular sports like boxing and tennis and golf and stuff like that, they get it more right because they have to travel all over. It's a singular sport, so they're selling their name and their brand as individuals. UFC is more of a they're under an umbrella, but they're still, and as a matter of fact, MMA in general, But just speaking on the UFC, you had the Ronda Rousey fight, last one in Australia, and they often go to Brazil and stuff like that, and they travel all over, and it's just like boxing has to get to that again, in order to generate this interest, man. But that's a little bit of just my thoughts in a rant, random video. But yeah, man, where the world champions at? I mean, can we see you, fight over here? Can we see you fight over there? Can we see you in uncomfortable positions? Not necessarily being in your backyard all the time. I don't know, man. Is that too much to ask for? I like to see it. Maybe I'm the only one, but yeah, I'm out.